Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. So today I thought that I would switch things up just a little bit, and I've been promising you guys some anti-MLM horror stories. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm pretty stoked about it. But before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe and also follow me over on Instagram at __ Kayla Ren. I literally just made a Twitter. Honestly, it's so recent that I don't quite remember my username. I think it's Kayla Ren. Either way, I will also link it in this video so you guys can follow me over on Twitter. I absolutely love connecting with you guys. Seriously, you guys don't know how much it means to me to actually get to know some of you more on a personal level and hear your stories, and you guys reach out to me, and I really love just chatting with you guys. I truly do enjoy it. I wanted to say real quick that a lot of you have asked me about my makeup, my hair care products, my skincare, my outfits, my jewelry, whatever the case may be. So I'm working on setting up an Amazon storefront, and as soon as I have that set up, I will have it all linked. And you guys can kind of go in, check out the different things. I think I might even put all of my equipment on there as well, like my camera, my microphone. I haven't been using a microphone lately just because the room that I'm filming in is not too bad with echo. But yeah, so I'm gonna set one of those up. Hopefully by my next video, I'll be able to link everything down in the description box. So keep an eye out for that. And I guess let's just jump in. So today's horror stories, horror stories, not horror. So today's horror stories, I'm gonna be reading off of the Reddit Anti-MLM page. I absolutely love the Anti-MLM Reddit. I swear to God, I'm probably on it 10 times a day. Get notifications, gotta check it out. You know, all that, I love it. So that's what we're gonna do today, just kind of go through those because guys, they're crazy. So yeah, if you guys want to send over your horror stories, definitely send them to me. My email's down below. You can send them there, or you can also message me over on Instagram. I'm going to be doing another video with your guys' horror stories pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that as well. So the first one is titled My Worst MLM Story, Doterra. So this is probably going to be very interesting. By the way, I actually have not read any of these thoroughly. These are all gonna be fresh, new, don't know what I'm getting myself into. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. I just subscribed to this sub, so I figured I'd tell the story of when I realized how evil MLMs are. I used to think they were annoying, but after this experience, I went completely anti-MLM. So for a while, I was a hospice social worker. This meant I visited the homes of people with terminal illnesses and helped their families facilitate care and find services. I worked alongside some of the most compassionate nurses and clergymen I've ever met. Hospice workers are amazing. I used to go to a monthly seminar for our continuing education hours. The seminar was gearing towards professionals and family members that were caring for people with Alzheimer's and other dementias. This particular month, we went to hear a speech from a prominent community urologist about managing incontinence for dementia patients. This is an extremely intimate topic. Many caregivers are children or family members of the patients, and it can be traumatic or heartbreaking to have to change diapers of parents or grandparents. That is, seriously, it really is so heartbreaking, guys. Clenches at my heart already. I was looking forward to it because I heard from clients' families that this was one of the hardest parts of being a caregiver, and I felt that knowing more about the topic could be a really great insight for me as a professional. So the doctor gets up there, turns on her slides, and for 90 minutes, she plugs Doterra essential oils. You gotta be kidding me. She doesn't even talk about the medical part of incontinence. She says she's not there to sell anything, but passes out samples. And at the end gives referrals to people who sells the oils. Oh my gosh, seriously. Can you imagine? I would be furious. Family members in the front row are teary-eyed as she passes around the fucking disgusting oils. She's telling them how much oils can help with the physical and mental effects of incontinence. I sat through the whole talk and I've never felt the kind of red hot anger I felt that day. Girl, I do not blame you. I try not to get attached to specific clients, but as many social workers know, you develop a relationship and maybe a bit of counter-transference with the population as a whole. It was an extremely emotional experience for me to see vulnerable people in that community exploited like that. I know some people were buying into it. Sometimes that can be out of sheer desperation. Some people get to a point in the journey of caregiving for someone with dementia where they're willing to do anything to help their loved ones feel a little better. At the end, they handed out review cards for the seminar and I destroyed them in my review. The agency that had sponsored the seminar ended up having to send out a mass apology because so many people were upset. I never let another MLM person near me after that. I still tear up just thinking about it. Oh my gosh, like, can you imagine though? Seriously, like, how fucked up is that? That is so messed up and wrong. And again, like, this wasn't just medical professionals there. These are family members there as well, because like she said, a lot of times it's the family members of these people that, you know, have dementia, Alzheimer's, or just elderly and can't take care of themselves or live on their own. So they're literally here for a purpose of learning about how to take care of their loved ones for a specific issue, and they're here shilling Doterra essential oils. Like, it blows my mind sometimes, like the audacity of some of these MLM reps. Like, how dare you seriously come in here into somebody's life? Like, this is a big deal, and try to promote and push essential oils that are not proven by the FDA for any actual medicinal purpose. Like, it's sad. Like, this is so sad. And you know what? Regardless of whether the company or group that set up this seminar knew that this professional was a rep for an essential oils company or not, like, they should have to send out an apology. And I really do hope that, like, nobody was actually paying for the seminar. And if they were, I hope that they were refunded all their money, because that is really messed up. Like, I just don't, it just makes me sick. It makes me freaking sick, seriously. By the way, like, I glanced over some of these and they just get crazier and crazier. So just wait. So this next one's really long, but there's a lot of information here, so just bear with me. She says, I would like to share my anti-MLM story with you. I was really debating about this for a few days because I am not used to opening up in this fashion. Ultimately, I decided that my story could possibly help somebody else, and therefore it is my responsibility to share my truth. Well, thank you very much. Seriously, anytime anybody opens up about their experience, like, it is really, really appreciated, especially to other people that are considering joining or wanting to get out but are really unsure about, you know, things, how they're feeling. Sometimes they can just be really confused. So the more people that share their experience, it's better, and it's really appreciated. She goes on to say, I live in a very economically deprived area in the middle of the Rust Belt in the United States. MLMs are part of the normalized culture here. It is expected that if you are a woman, you will attend MLM parties as part of the social contract in my community. I've been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, panic disorder, and CPTSD. I am also a recovering heroin addict. Last year, due to a possession charge for my drug of choice, I lost everything. That is really heartbreaking. I was forced to move back into my hometown and start over with nothing. I was living in an apartment with no furniture and no internet access. I was very lucky to have an apartment at all. My mental health is getting better due to medication and therapy, but at the time I could barely walk outside because my paranoia was so high. I realize now that I was a perfect victim. A good friend of mine from high school sells lemongrass spa products. It isn't an MLM that I had heard of before. She is a lovely person, stay-at-home mom to 3 beautiful children. She presented me joining her team as a way that I could help her out and make some money to get back on my feet. The company has a makeup line and I am quite adept at makeup. She asked me to invest in the makeup starter kit. I believe it was around $150 at the time, but I could be remembering incorrectly. The point is, I did not have the money. She suggested I host a party and put my proceeds towards the presenter kit. In the meantime, she fronted me the cash to buy it. I was extremely uncomfortable with the situation. I was at such a low point in my life that I questioned my own judgment and was ultimately unable to articulate why this whole shebang made me uncomfortable. My family was extremely supportive of me joining an MLM. We did 2 parties, both attended by immediate family members. I gave actual makeovers. Personally, I use very high-end products, Urban Decay, Smashbox, etc. I tried my hardest to use MLM products and make them look good, but I just couldn't lie to people. I had my whole makeup kit there and would use better products when I felt like it. I'm kind of a rebel in that way, I guess. Like, I understand that. I've tried a couple different MLM beauty products and I do agree that they're not good. I made exactly enough to pay her back. In the end, I think she meant I had to hand her 20 in cash that I had made from a legitimate source of employment, so something outside of the MLM. I am a painter and artist by trade and am used to being my own boss, but can't lie to people. Eventually, I ghosted my friend, I threw out all the products and the catalogs, etc., and just said screw it. My friend is still wholeheartedly enriched. A few months later, she messaged me about an amazing weight loss opportunity. Oh Lord, again? I had to explain to her that I am a recovering addict on a lot of psych meds and just can't be taking random shakes and pills. They could truly send me into a dark place if they interact poorly with my meds. Last week, she messaged me again asking if I still wanted to sell makeup. I explained to her that it wasn't for me. She seemed to take offense and I worry it will ultimately damage our friendship. I value her highly as a friend. She has been there for me when others wrote me off, beyond the MLM stuff obviously. Anyways, I just wanted to share, these companies love to prey on people like me. I have been through trauma and sometimes find myself seeking out situations where I will be further manipulated and abused. Not intentionally, of course, but we seek the things we're used to. MLMs fit perfectly into that scheme. It frightens me how many people I know who are wrapped up in these schemes, especially my friends in early recovery. These people may be in shelters, they may have lost everything like I did. Please, if you know someone like this who is in a vulnerable state, do not be afraid to speak out against them joining an MLM. Even if you can't change the person's mind, you may prevent someone else from becoming a victim. Thank you very much for reading this. This kind of story is where I think it's really terrifying and predatory. And just like she initially said in the post, it's not a surprise that most women, if they're not in an MLM, they attend these MLM parties, you know? And again, like, I just want to touch on people with borderline personality disorder. She is absolutely correct in the fact that this can be very dangerous for them. The thing about people with borderline personality disorder is that they're constantly trying to figure out who they are. It's really difficult to explain, but basically they just, like, it's either one extreme to the other. Like, they're actually the perfect prey for MLMs, like she said, because it's almost like an addicting personality. They just go from one thing to the next, you know, like one minute they might be into makeup, the next minute they might be into wanting to lose weight, whatever the case may be, because they're just constantly trying to figure out who they are in a sense. These are very dangerous for her, and it can fuel and feed into that addictive personality. I think the sad thing is that this is a person that's really important to her, and like she said, you know, it's somebody that has been there during the darkest times in her life, and that friend was still there for her, and she's scared that she's going to lose that friendship. And I hate the fact that that's what MLMs do. They just tear people apart. And I just want to say congratulations on, you know, trying to take control of your life, getting clean. That's a really big step. I hope you're doing well and your life is getting back on track, because That's what's important. The next one says, my sister's story, not mine. She has the sister and then the lady, she just calls her lady. While at work, my sister had assisted this lady customer on a few occasions, and they both made great conversation. After a few times of them interacting, the lady asked my sister, hey, let's get lunch sometime. My sister, thinking the lady was romantically interested, said, oh, thank you, but I have a husband. The lady seemed shocked she thought that way and said, no, as friends. That's really funny. My sister, now feeling like a dumbass, feels obligated at this point and accepts her request. The next week, she shows up to lunch with this lady, and after 20 minutes, she finds out she's involved in a pyramid scheme. She's giving her the usual sales pitch. My sister quickly catches on to what this lady's intentions are and says, I have to use the restroom, I'll be right back. She goes to the bathroom and texts her husband, hey, this lady is trying to get me involved in some bullshit pyramid scheme. Can you call me in 5 minutes? Pretending there's some emergency so I can get out of this. When she hit send, she then realized she sent the text message to the lady rather than her husband. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. God, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Still in the bathroom, my sister is mortified at what she just did. She's thinking, do I run? Do I face her? What the fuck do I do? So my sister decided to go out and face her. She walked up to the lady and said, I'm so sorry. The lady responds while completely clueless at what she said sorry about and said, about what? My sister explained the text message and why she sent it. Then the lady responded, oh, well, that's just because you have the wrong idea about the company. She then kept my sister there for the next hour and a half while she continued to go through her presentation. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but that's, that's funny. It's like one of those awkward situations. But seriously though, I hate that so much. When people pretend to want to make a new friend, that's the problem, especially now. We are all craving, friendship, things like that. Now is even worse than ever because people are so locked away. A lot of people are working from home. Some people can't leave their house. It's crazy right now. And people now more than ever are searching for a community, friends, things like that. These MLMers use that as a way to make it seem like they're connecting with you, becoming your friend, just to pitch this business opportunity. And it sucks and it's not fair. Especially, in this situation, it sounds like she was just being nice and going out to dinner with this girl. She felt guilty and was just trying to be friendly. But they trick you into it and it's not right. I hate that kind of stuff. So you know what? Even though your sister felt like a dumbass, the lady, I'm glad she faced her and told her no. Because maybe that's what she needs to hear. Clearly, she still went on to say oh no, my pyramid scheme's not like other pyramid schemes, but they are all the same. But that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine being in that situation? Ugh. So the final one here is about Beachbody. So kind of excited to dig into this one. This person says, I had lost about 30 pounds on my own and was looking to keep myself active in between working a full-time office job and being in college full-time. I had purchased a standalone Beachbody series and it really kept me in shape. I dropped another 10-ish pounds and my coach had been harassing me about joining her team for a while. I decided to do it for the discount on the shakes. I hear so many people say that is why they joined Beachbody in the first place. But I wanna talk about that a little bit after we're done. The monthly fee was $12 and it gave me 25% off my shakes. If I sold 3 bags a month, mine was free. All I wanted was a discount and my upline was okay with that when I signed on. But my upline quickly pushed me for more. Surprise, surprise. I had friends that wanted to see the results I had. I was rail thin at this point. Ugh. And when I graduated, I got a real job and also started pushing this stuff harder. I became obsessed and lost another 10 pounds before my wedding. I was way too thin. My doctor was concerned, but my upline kept encouraging me to share my success and whatnot. Oh boy. It became a constant environment of selfies and deep Facebook posts about trying to be more original than all other Beachbody Huns out there. I honestly made decent money since we didn't have to hold inventory. I paid off about $13,000 in student loans in 7 months with just Beachbody income. But my uplines wanted more. I think she made more money if I had a team under me so she could rank up. And her upline was trying to hit like 3-star diamond in her third business center or some mumbo jumbo like that. They started encouraging me to sign my husband up and my mom and run my shake orders through them to keep them active. It all got super cringy. They wanted me to push the products harder, and I honestly hadn't pushed very hard to earn what I did. My success eating disorder sold the programs on their own, and after 8-ish months, I quit. I quit right before a huge event where my upline's upline would have been announced as one of the most successful coaches or something. Go you, sis, seriously. And she lost her rank because I quit. I felt kind of good about dropping that bomb. They both kept saying things like, you're going to hate being at your day job, just stay with us, you can make more here. And I got so mad. I got a master's degree for my real job and it's very fulfilling and pays me way better than $13,000 in 7 months. And I was a lucky one who didn't lose any money. There's so much more to this story and I need to create posts about it, but I haven't had the time to do it yet. So, like I said, I've heard so many people say that they have joined Beachbody just for the discounts on Shakeology. But here's the thing, like Shakeology really doesn't even, one, taste that good. Two, it's not as nutritious as they like try to make it sound. The one thing that bothers me about Shakeology is that they try to say that it's a meal replacement when really it's not. Like if you look into Shakeology and the amount of calories that are in it, the amount of calories that you need to take in for a full meal, like it's definitely not what they claim. But all things aside, like when you join, you're really not getting that much of a discount anyways. Like after, you know, like your, what is it, like $12 to $15 like monthly coach fee, and all the other costs that go along with Beachbody, like it's not that big of a discount. It's really not worth it. But seriously though, like my like biggest beef with Beachbody is that they feed into this whole like diet culture, health washing, which I think is a really, really big issue with MLMs, both health washing and greenwashing. It's a big problem, you know, like they try to latch on to something that people are struggling with or passionate about, you know, like people struggle with their weight. They want to lose weight, so they latch on to this weight loss culture, this diet culture, getting healthy, working out, or they latch on to, you know, the fact like they claim that they have products that are cruelty-free, vegan-friendly, you know, they just try to promote like this healthy way of life or healthy community when reality it's not what they're actually claiming. You know, it's very dangerous. And I mean, and she even said, you know, like that she had an eating disorder. She was losing way too much weight. Like it's just not healthy. And they're using this to try to sell these products when her health is not that good. You know, she's not healthy, she's losing too much weight. Her doctor was even worried about it. You need people in your life that are going to care about your health, that you're not losing too much weight, and that are not pushing you to continue to lose weight when that's not what you need to do. It's just, these are not actual coaches, they're not dietitians. They have no business trying to encourage people to lose weight or instruct them on how to lose weight when they have no certification whatsoever. Like, bad things can happen because of that, you know? But I'm glad to hear that she was able to get out without losing any money. I mean, that's quite a bit of money to make. Not a lot of people actually make money in Beachbody or any MLM at all. So, I mean, at least she was able to get out. But I think it's pretty awesome that you dropped out like right when they were getting ready to hit a big rank. Like, girl, like that's pretty crazy. But yeah, so gosh, these stories are crazy. Again, I have a bunch of MLM horror stories that you guys have sent me, so I'll be doing a video on that soon. So if you do have any horror stories of your own, don't forget to send them over. I definitely would love to share them. You know, I can keep you anonymous if that's something that you would prefer. I have no problem doing that. So, as always, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!